Good afternoon, welcome to this drum tutorial. We're going to be doing some double bass drum hits and some double snares as well. What this means is instead of hitting one thing at a time and doing eighth notes, so off and on beats 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and we're going to split our numbers down even more. So 1 E ander, 2 E ander, 3 E ander, 4 E ander. So it's 4 separate notes per number, okay? 4 different parts for each number. 1 E ander, 2 E ander, 3 E ander, 4 E ander. It becomes very important when we start these. If you learn through notation, I will show you the notation at the end. I will also be speaking through it verbally, and if you're one of those people, I'm one of those people where I learn quite a lot. That helps me by counting numbers, saying words. I'll discuss a couple of those as well. So, what we're going to do basically is we're going to split our tutorial up into 2 parts. First is going to be bass drums, second is going to be snares. So we're looking at the bass drums first. Now, we're going to be doing double bass drum 16ths. What that means is it's, ignore the 16th part. All that's happening is we're going to be going 1 E ander, 2 E ander, 3 E ander, 4 E ander, but on the 1 E, we're going to be hitting a bass drum, okay, on both of those. So there's going to be 2 at the same time. Sounds like this. I'll play it first and you might be able to pick it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, can you hear the double? Hopefully you'll be able to hear the double there. Boom, 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 boom. There's 2 coming after each other. Now the first one and the second one are very slightly different in that the first comes after the first beat, but the second one is leading up to the third beat. So we have 2 bass drums both times, that's the important thing, and it's 1 E ander, 1 E. So just the 1 E part is the part we need. 1 E, 1 E, 1 E, 1 E. So try doing, if you break it down first, just doing your hi-hat and your bass drum. It's just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 E, 2, 1 E, boom, boom, bass, 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 bass. That's a very good way of starting. Just make sure you can happy with the bass drum and the hi-hat part. Get used to playing in the gaps. Okay, 1 E. Now, if we put the snare on beat 2, you'll have half of your groove straight away. Okay, so you've got 1 E, 1 E, and then you would add on the numbers. So 1 E and the 2 and the 3 E, 4. 1 E, 2, 3 E, 4. 1 E, 2, 3 E. Now, if you prefer working with words other than numbers, the good word is apple. Anything with 2 syllables, that's the most important thing. So you've got apple. I know some people prefer using words, others prefer to know. I'm a number person, but if you like words, apple's a good word to use. Make sure you're eating your apples as well, because they're really healthy. So, apple, apple, or you can literally just speak what you're doing. So, bass, bass, snare, bass, bass. That's the first part, okay? So putting that, make sure you're practicing that. If you, when you come into practice, try not to go straight in really, really quickly. Take the tempo right down, so the speed that you're doing it, that's what tempo means. Keep the speed nice and slow first whilst you're practicing. Once you're happy with it, then you speed up, and that's how you get better, okay? The other thing is, if you're struggling to do it all at the same time, just break it down like we did. Just put your hi-hat in, then bring your bass drum in, and then you can bring your snare in. Okay, play that over, and then speed it up. That's what it sounds like when it's really quick, okay? it just makes it a little bit more complicated, makes it sound much more impressive. So that's on the bass drum. Now what we're going to do is we're going to move it to the snare drum. Okay, so exactly the same thing. All we're doing is putting it in a snare drum, not a bass drum now. Now, we're not going to be starting the snare on beat 1 because that's going to feel uncomfortable. The bass drum, one of them is going to stay on beat 1, and then we're going to be coming in on beat 2 and 4 this time. So instead of 1 and 3, we're doing 2 and 4. So you've got... So we've just swapped everything over. Okay, so 1 bass drum, 2 snare drums this time. So bass, snare, bass, excuse me. All that's happening is it's the same thing again. Is your snare drum, the second of the 2 hits is coming in between a hi-hat. So you've got, so you're going to go together and then hit another snare as your hi-hat hand comes up. Okay, that's for the movement. Together, so together, together. Like you're playing twice as many snares for every hi-hat. Snare together. Exactly the same as the bass drums. You can do the same with the bass drum. Together, together, bass drum, together, bass drum, together, bass drum, together, bass drum. Okay, so just getting used to playing in the gaps. That's the most important thing with these. That's what people find the hardest, is they just can't quite get it in the gaps. Okay, so you put it all together, you build it up. Put your snares and your hi-hats in first, and then put your bass drum in on beat 1 and 3. So you go. To start with, if you want to just go 2, 1 and 1 and 1 and. So the words we're using the same thing: 2E, apple, snare, snare, whatever you prefer. So you've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and apple. 1 and apple, 1 and snare, snare, 1 and 2E, 1 and 2E, and then you put your bass drum in on 1 and 3. That's what it sounds like when you speed it up. Sounds a bit like this. At the end of that, I was playing one slightly different, so all I've done is swap the 2 snare drums together and just move them very slightly back. So the second is now on the beat and the first is off the beat. So instead of going 1, 2, E, we're now going 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. That's all that's changed there. We just moved it back a very small amount in the bar. Okay, so you can mix the 2 up. That always makes it sound quite nice. You can also do 2 the same, doesn't really matter. It's just ways of building your groove up, making it a little bit more complex. So if we say to you in a session, for example, put a beat in here to this piece that we're writing, it gives you a chance to not just play something nice and simple, it gives you a chance to challenge yourself a little bit. And they also sound quite impressive. That's a mixture of the 2, so that's with 2 bass drums and 2 snare drums this time. 1E, 2E, 1E, 2E, apple, 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 bass, bass, snare, snare, bass, bass, snare, bass, bass, snare. And then what you can do is you can take both positions, so the position where the snare is after, the second is the offbeat, or the first is the offbeat, as we did before. Mix them all up, and that's how you're going to create your really complicated grooves. I've got one at the bottom here. I'll be attaching the notation if you like to use that as well, and you can see what I'm playing and read it along whilst I play for you. So this is one I've made at the bottom. Give it a go if you're feeling brave, feeling like a challenge. If you struggle with it at the start, take it down bit by bit. So just do the bass drums, then put the hi-hats in, then put the snare in. Hi-hats are useful one to keep your tempo, so you don't speed up or slow down, and then as you go along, build it all up and then build the speed up once you get it all together. Okay, so this bottom one sounds like this. that's just, all I've done there is put 2s and 1s together, 2 snares, 2 bass drums, put them in different places, and that's all that is. It sounds quite complicated, but that's all it is. So once you break these grooves down, it actually becomes quite simple what they are. That one, when you look at the notation, you'll see there's lines in between the hi-hats. The dotted lines, that's just showing you the position of the snare or bass drum positions. So in between the hi-hats, not at the same time. In the gaps, that's the most important thing to remember those. Cool. That's that one done. That's it for today. I'm sure there'll be another one at some point, but give that one a go. Video yourself if you like. Send it to the email, to the B Sharp email, if you want to show us what you've been doing. We always look forward to seeing things, and then we'll go from there, and maybe next week we'll do another one. Happy practicing.